Well, some people say this is insane.
I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm pleasured to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
First of all, whoever the cameraman is, he had a night. What are you doing? First of all, give me a damn vantage point that's higher than all these cell phone damn cameras. Two, steady the damn Eddie. Come on. Why every time a president come out, they got to be the sorriest, corniest, most soft rock song? Come on, man, give me something. Put some Michael Jackson on. Put some Van Halen on. Panama. That's how I want you to come out. I know he's saying something. I'm trying to make sure they don't shut this down. It's the president of all things. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I think we got the meat of that. You know, that's his real hair. Ooh, look at that landing strip. That's LAX. That's Burbank. Look at all them airports. All them landings. All right, so that's Donald Trump, who we know is polarizing. I don't think there's anybody more polarizing currently than Donald Trump. Maybe, I mean, with media as it is today, it feels like he's the most polarizing person in history. But it's not that way. It's just when other people were more polarizing, they didn't have the media like they do now. So we know that. Okay, so now that turned into this. Obviously, Jaxson Dart played for the New York Giants, a quarterback last year, looked really good. Super talented, super potential, good year. He has a teammate. His teammate name is Abdul Carter. He's the linebacker for the Giants, also a youngster. Had a problem with the star quarterback, Jaxson Dart, for introducing President Trump at a rally last night for congressional Republicans in New York. So Carter said, I thought this shit was AI. What are we doing? That's all he wrote. Now, that's not all that was said. Because then, obviously, Abdul Carter, wearing the number of 56 with the Giants, he begged to wear the retired number. He wanted to, right? Just want him to know, all right, you wanted to wear that man's number. Do you know who that man is? Check this out.
I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what.
Now, this is not a political endorsement. It's just to let you know. Oh, your idol, the highest title, numero uno, right here. Continue.
He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again, okay?
Now he went too far. He can't be punking everybody to think like you. Just like Abdul Carter in response. You mad that everyone doesn't think like you. Isn't that interesting? Y'all do have something in connection, in contact. So here's a picture of the two individuals. If you don't get it, here we go. Jaxson Dart, fiance, girlfriend. Sorry, ma'am. Well, not fiance. I don't see it. So girlfriend. Abdul Carter, maybe mom or something. First of all, both of them look like they ain't playing no games. Weight room, look at them necks. God dang. All right, so let's go deeper. Are you an outcast? Thank you, Adrian Robles. When you are the best at whatever it is, you don't have to say it. Everyone knows it. Also, you've been to Catalina Island going this weekend. No, it's okay to say if you're the best, if you are the best. Like, I don't like being understated to the point where you're lying. If someone asks you, are you the best? Yeah, I'm the best. If you think you're the best, it's okay to say it. I don't have a problem with that because the proof is in the pudding. You can say whatever you want, but I'm not going to Catalina this weekend. I'm not doing that. All right. Love. Catalina is fun. Good hour boat ride away from LA. So now that gets everybody to come out. I want you to see this from the beginning because I like how he started this video off. Look at this. Acho, I'm telling y'all, watch out for Acho. Acho always got an angle. He always got a way. Watch how this video start. Let's go.
All right, it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation about what the hell is going on in New York. Jaxson Dart, the quarterback, supporting President Donald Trump? He's allowed to do that. He's a citizen. He's allowed to have a freedom of thought. Abdul Carter, first-round pick, his teammate calling him out. He's allowed to do that. If Jaxson Dart's allowed to support Donald Trump, then his teammate is allowed to support his grievances with them doing that.
Okay, before he gets into here, yes and no. Okay, you're allowed to say what you want to say. You're allowed to respond to what I said. But we all can't say anything and everything, right? Go in a movie theater, start screaming, fire! You can't say everything. Give you one loose example. So the liberty that Jaxson Dart's saying, hey, I just want to live my life and support what I want to support, is not the same that you want to criticize what you want to criticize. We will have no freedoms if people always criticized or took it even further, were able to restrict what you were allowed to do. So his criticism makes you think, if he had the power, would he have allowed that? And we know that's a problem. So there is a difference between support and promotion and criticism and restriction. Okay, they're not equal. But are you allowed to say what you want to say? Yeah, to a point.
Here's my issue. Jaxson Dart, you know how several of your brothers, your teammates, your friends, your ride or dies, how they might feel about this individual. So I don't think there's a lot of wisdom or discernment in very publicly supporting an individual who many of your teammates feel offended by. So yes, Jaxson Dart, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. But I don't know that it's a super wise decision without necessarily consulting in some of your teammates. Abdul Carter.
Wait a minute. So now I have to make sure you guys are good with what I'm about to do, because I think it's good. What team is that? See, the team is not consisted of all those who agree, all those yes men. No. What we do is in the locker room, process whatever's happening and make it all good. You get it? Mike Vrabel, you've been preaching to us. You reprimanded a player or two. You cut Stephon Diggs. All the stuff that you've been preaching are things that you're being alleged guilty of. We've seen pictures. Oh, Coach, that ain't wifey. That's okay on this team, because you did things that we don't support or agree with, but bring it in here. We're going to make it all good. So that's on Abdul Carter. That's on teammates to say, you did something that people, or even I, don't really feel. We ain't supporting that. However, on a team, we process that. We manufacture it. We get it to where it's all good. Do you know the level of indiscretions that walk into a locker room on the daily? Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you know what it is. All right, I'll give you some loose examples. I had a teammate that missed curfew, got arrested, got a DUI or some all kind of crazy stuff, and still played in the game the next day. Did y'all know that? Could y'all figure this out? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You never will. I'm not supporting that. Dude, first of all, I had to go to bed. The first thing you feel as a teammate, like, dog, I had to go to bed. This sucker was outside getting it to the point where he got in all that trouble and all that stuff, and they turned a blind eye. Come on, y'all. I could go deeper, way deeper.
You're allowed to express your frustrations with it. I don't think it's super wise to do it publicly, because now you got 36 million people looking at a tweet of Abdul Carter, you calling out your boy. Keep in mind, y'all are both supposed to be the futures of the New York Giants. One a first-round quarterback, one a first-round edge rusher. Y'all both supposed to be the face of the franchise. So with that being said, Jaxson Dart, I don't personally have an issue with him supporting Donald Trump. He's a human. He can support who he wants to support. Was it pretty stupid, given the reaction it will cause to his other brothers that are humans and have human emotions? Absolutely. I don't think it was wise.
Y'all already know I disagree with that. Like, dog, it's the president. It's a president. It's whatever you want to call it. He had a race. He won the race. You can't celebrate. And here's the question. Here's the conversation. Half this country voted for him, or half of the people that voted for him, more than half. That's what we doing. So now, oh, you don't like this, and this is not hurting anybody, but you don't like it. So therefore, y'all want to make everything political just because he wants to support what he wants. I know it's a political scene. I know it's a political party. But to the point where Acho is saying, you know that was going to hurt your brother, so you shouldn't have done it. What else will hurt my brothers, I ask? If we going to start here, are we going to stop here? So I'm not even looking at it like the Donald Trump support. I know that's the lazy level. That's the simple level. That's ice skating. Come on now. This is way deeper than that. What else you don't like so I can know how to act is how I feel, is how I take it.
I don't got an issue with it. Abdul Carter, I don't have an issue with it either. Was it also unintelligent? Yes, because now you caused a distraction and the organization ain't won no games in a long time. But, man, they can do what they want. It's going to be something to watch, though.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look, Acho took both sides. He's basically like, you wrong, you right, you right. Right, that's easy enough. Look, when it gets political, people don't really want to stay on one side of that. Dog, I just don't get it. If it were Obama, we all know if it were Obama, because his likability was so high, especially when the first time he got elected. Like, I remember that moment. I was sitting in a hotel room like, damn, this dude about to win the presidency? And I mean, it was just like euphoria, kumbaya, everybody. You could do that. And we've seen people do that. But when it's the one that people don't like or they don't agree with, they don't support, oh, don't you dare do it. That's not real freedom, y'all. And look, I know a lot of people are going to live by that. So let's go on the other side of this, okay? Boomer, talk to me.
This was a real error on the part of Abdul Carter, not on the part of Jaxson Dart. Jaxson Dart was asked to do something to introduce the president of the United States. How many people get an opportunity to do something like that, regardless of who the president is? You may have hated Barack Obama. You may have hated Joe Biden. And some guys didn't want to go to the White House because they didn't like those presidents, just like other guys didn't want to go to the White House because they didn't like President Trump. But
pretty simple right there, right? It's pretty simple. To me, the honor outweighs how it's going to make everyone else feel. But that's me. I understand that a lot of people don't hear that. I'm going to say it again. If someone asks me to do something that is a tremendous honor, I'm looking at that first before I even looking at what the person is, who the person is, what they're representing, etc. Then I do consider that, but at the same time, Jaxson Dart may have voted for Trump. Y'all still don't want him to do it? First, it's a tremendous honor. Let's stop lying to ourselves. If any president asks you, hey, I want you to come speak for me, yeah, then you're like, oh, but I can't for you. Okay, but somebody else can. That's all he's saying.
But to put this out like a child on social media is ridiculous. And then when I heard, we spoke man to man. Yeah, there was only one man on that call, and that was Jaxson Dart. You were a man who was late to meetings. You were a man who didn't live up to your draft choice. You're a man who wanted to wear number 56. And by the way, your idol, number 56, has introduced Donald Trump numerous times. So I don't want to hear this.
Man.
So he made another just boneheaded error by going to social media.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. And it shouldn't be that tough because, like, I don't see why you mad at Jaxson Dart or whatever it is. And then man to man is like, first of all, dog, if I'm Jaxson Dart, I'm like, dog, you calling me? Maybe he didn't call him. Maybe Jaxson called him. We talking over, I went to introduce the president. Yeah, but dog, calm down. If you went to introduce who you respect that a lot of people think is polarizing, you think I'm about to send out a tweet saying, is this real? Is this AI? The golden rule, if we just remembered the golden rule, I know it saves my household 37,000 times a day. I just tell my kids, golden rule. Well, Araya did this, daddy. Olivia did this, daddy. MJ did this, daddy. Relax. Would you want that done to you? No. So why'd you do it to them? Because, thank you. Big ass kids. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Become a gym member with Project Transition. As a giver every month, small gifts have a big impact in creating real change. Not only will you transform lives, you'll also win and unlock once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Join me, Marcellus Wiley, in making a real impact through Project Transition, a global giving community dedicated to uplifting underserved youth with mentorship, education, and access to real opportunities. Your donation doesn't just enter you to win unforgettable prizes and exclusive experiences with myself and other gym members. It fuels our mission to empower the next generation of leaders, dreamers, and game changers. From after-school programs, life skills camps, and career development, every dollar helps unlock potential where it's needed most and where every person makes a world of difference. Give back, win big, be the difference, be greater than your greatest excuse. Support Project Transition today. Become a gym member and help turn obstacles into opportunities. Oh, that wasn't enough? Y'all want some more? Well, check out the link in my bio, Hydration Situation Live. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you. It's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers? This is Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the purpose.
Time to hydrate. Hydration situation. So